campus.
Okay.
Go up there to
So yes, the IT department's amazing. All right. So for your lab, I will update soon with a quick lab write-up. But the basic idea is that you're going to route desktop into the a machine that we have running on our CS network, and you're going to perform these 5 different tasks. You're going to go in and see if it's been updated. Don't actually do the updates. Don't actually change users or anything, since you're all logged into the same machine. Don't do anything. The point of this is you're going to actually report what's happening. So you're going to report what its update is, if it has been updated or not. You're going to check users, basically go in and look at what users are on there. How many are in there now? A lot?
Yeah, there's 2 obvious shouldn't be on there.
All right. Go and see who's suspicious. Obviously, there's going to be a good number. Just report how many there are and which ones you think are suspicious 42. And why. 42, sure. Check passwords. Look at the password policy and report back if you think it's a good string, a good guideline. Wow, 12 characters? Whew. Minimum mix of letters, numbers, and symbols. Yeah, wow, that's like military style. Okay.
Yeah, that's the default.
No,
Business
15.
level.
Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah.
Unless you're whatever, and then it's 16.
Yeah.
Which is one extra character.
I was never that high, so I didn't really look at it.
Yeah, I had to deal with that. Check services. Look at the services. May seem like a waste of time, but look at it and see if you find any services that are suspicious. If not, report what services are running and why you think they're okay. And then check the firewall. Again, look at the services on the firewall, and for discrepancies, if it isn't necessary, close it. Report what should be closed. Don't actually close it. And then,
Yeah, and I don't really think there's any bad services running, so don't freak out if you don't find anything on there that looks bad.
Right, it could be
I don't
normal.
want to rate anything.
So an incident report, this is looks like a very simplified template. This is good because we want to make this easy. This is up on GitHub. But you want to have an incident report, one report for each of these 5. And the idea is that, it looks like on this one we have different code legends. So you have green, note something's at risk, or it's a high risk, or it's a critical risk, and you need to basically determine what it is and what to determine.
And that's good because you really need to prioritize in competitions.
Yes.
It's just like the programming ones. You need to decide which problem is easiest. In this case, you need to decide which has
if you have 10 reds and 5 greens, don't work on the greens.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to get used to how to do this. We'll see what comes out, but you basically fill in a title of what's happening, and then fill out, here's some examples, title, user issues. Maybe you have an orange one, we have users that are unknown, and then recommend disabling the users pending some research.
Basically,
some users have passwords too weak, recommend enabling string. Maybe we'd say that's just a risk, but not a high risk. And then a good critical risk, some users have no password at all. Could be a problem.
Good job, Travis.
Recommend immediate disabling of accounts. Yep. So notice what I'm doing is you gave a general overview, aka some user issues. You then label the severity of it and real quickly what the problem is, and then recommend what you would do to change it. Don't actually change it on these machines because you're having multiple people look at it at once.
And in the real world, this is what you do because you can't just go in and change things.
Right. You can only report, and then someone else has to confirm that it's okay, and then they're allowed to do the change.
But there's even 5 rows for you, so you can just do 1 row for each issue type.
Well, I would use one template.
Okay.
I would use one template for update, check user, etc., etc. So you'll have 5 at the end, 5 docs. Just make it straightforward, and then you could have, if you have 5 issues, you may have none. One of these will probably be note, didn't find anything, looks good, recommend green, no action, or something like that.
You like making our life harder, don't you?
Huh?
You like making our life harder, don't you?
This is how it's done. This is actually a very simplified way of how it's done. It's usually far more complicated than this. Huh?
Isn't paperwork fun, Dr. Wade?
Huh?
At the PCDC, you gotta have a lot of information.
This is very simplified, but this gets right to the point.
Yes, but it's paperwork.
You gotta get used to it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
You just gotta get used to it.
Really, that's making our life harder.
Sometimes I like doing paperwork.
Yeah, for those of you that are here, you just go to this list, and then you can create a template, copy it over.
Can you also put the slides on Black? Not Black.
Yeah, GitHub.
Blackboard.
They are on GitHub. If you go into our course repository, which now everyone should have access to, go into Lab02, Windows TaskList.PowerPoint, and then here's the template. So after you fork it, Hopefully everyone's taking a class from me.
Uh-huh.
Yep, good. So just fork it, and then you can push and pull from the fork as well as pull from the class repository.
Oh, what about the webbook?
There's no autograder here,
Okay.
so there's no need for a webhook.
Good. Good.
Says I've already forked 316.
Right, sure. Let's see.
Okay.
And, okay, I'm going to stop the recording here.